Today, it's true, you can get internet on the moon. This is ChillPoint. Hey, everybody.
Welcome to ChillPoint.
This is the fucking around time before we start the show.
Yeah, it's going to be the whole show because Paul's not here.
That's true.
He's busy.
We should start the show first because it's just going to be terrible.
Okay,
He's going to be so not proud of us.
Okay, I know how this works. Welcome to ChillPoint, the show where we talk about that week's checkpoint, which did not happen this week, which was always the plan. It has nothing to do with the internet going down. Other filming was happening, so that was normal. And other news stories.
Yeah, we know that people have heard the words Camp Cardboard knocking around pretty much all week, and that's what's going on here now.
They posted.
Yeah, so we know that's not a secret.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
There's no tents. There's no s'mores.
True. Not even cardboard tents.
There's no team T-shirts.
No.
I'm confused.
Yeah. Maybe next year we'll have T-shirts or something. There should be really cheap T-shirts, like really obviously
oversized.
Cheap. Oh yes.
Yeah, because when I went to camp, you always got T-shirts that were way too big for you.
I was gonna say that all the T-shirts are they're all size medium or size XL, and that's it. It's like you either get one that's too small for you, one that's too big for you, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, because I remember one week at camp we did. Everybody had different colored T-shirts depending on what cabin you were in.
Yeah.
Because we did points or whatever.
Sure.
And our T-shirts were so big, but it was like super cold that week because it got really rainy that we all wore hoodies. But because we needed our T-shirts to show, we literally wore our T-shirts over top of our hoodies.
That's great.
And they fit better that way.
That's good. Yeah. I like it.
Camp.
Yeah.
I'm not really that into s'mores, so I'm not really that disappointed that there aren't s'mores, but I'm kind of disappointed that there's not s'mores.
Yeah.
Just because it adds to the feeling.
I'm going to choose to not talk about why everything went bad for the internet for a week.
Well, that's just the internet.
I'm making that choice to not do that on this show. At some other time, maybe we will end up talking about it. But on this show, I'm not going to talk about it. So
stick around for
Beej's Anime Roundup and see if he remembers at the end of March.
We're getting close. We're getting close to when an Anime Roundup would be.
It's at the end of March.
Right?
So, yeah.
And I don't know. All the anime we're watching has like some stilted. Some of them came out later, like a month later.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's weird to me.
They're a little bit off rhythm. And then also Free Ren was preempted because of the Olympics, I believe. I think that's just an easy excuse.
I think a couple shows were preempted for the Olympics, and but Free Ren's also only like 10 episodes this season instead of longer, I think.
Yep.
I think I looked that one up.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a spoiler if you know how long a series is?
I think in a way you get a
then
sense
you're gonna
of the
be
pacing.
like, I know we're not going to do anything until like episode 10.
It's more interesting when you know how long the series has been, like how many episodes they're going to put in a cour, right?
Yeah.
But then also when you're comparing that against how much of the manga there is, because if they're like, oh well, there's 10 volumes, right? There's 10 volumes, you say, yes, and we're going to do a 12 episode cour, and it's like, okay, so you're either a treat for everyone to enjoy getting into the manga in the first place, or you're saying, no, we're going to come back and make more of this. And when they made it, having made a second season of Free Ren, to me, that's like, they intend to go to the distance on this thing, but they just have to take their time.
Probably. I mean, it's popular enough that I can see it. I find, okay, so if you know that the ending of the series is coming up, there's like a couple of different ways they can end it, right? There's we shoved in the ending.
Yep.
Because we're not going to do any more. So we just gave you an ending.
Yep.
We are getting more, so you're kind of getting more of an arc ending as opposed to a series ending.
Sure, yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Also fine. The one I hate the most now, that I absolutely cannot stand anymore, is when we get to we're probably not making any more anime of this ever, but we can't give you the the series ending because there's not enough time. There's too many
Right.
characters and there's not enough time.
Yes.
So we're all going to skip along and talk about how happy we are and how everything's great and how there could be more adventures in the future. You should go read the manga now.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't stand that one anymore because it feels so unsatisfying
Yep.
as an ending. It's almost on par with we had 13 episodes. We ended it at episode 12. What do we do for episode 13? I don't know. I guess we'll just have a party.
Yeah. Not a common ending, but
Used to be. There were in the early 2000s. I swore every anime series had a, hey, guess what? We finished. I guess we'll all just have a party or we'll all talk.
clip shows were kind of the worst.
Clip shows.
Yeah. Those are usually bridging chorus, though, but yeah.
Wolf's Rain's the worst.
Oh, Christ.
5 episodes of clips in recap in the middle. No. God, no. What were you, stalling for time?
Yeah. It's like...
Nobody needed that
didn't
many.
trust that everybody was going to get that, or that, we have to see through every character's viewpoint. It's like, not really. Paul did do us a service, though.
I mean...
Because he's a creature of habit. And
yeah, he
so
did put together a doc.
He has a doc of a bunch of stuff that happened. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read out the headlines, all of them, and based on what I say, then you're going to pick one that we're actually going to read and then offer things on.
Do I need to listen to all of them,
Yes.
or can I just? Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So first up is Street Fighter 6 fans rage at slow rollout of skins. Microsoft executive, Microsoft's next console will play, quote, Xbox and PC games. Castlevania Belmont's Curse is not a roguelike, says Konami. Pokemon Pokopia limited time special event announced. More spores for Hoppip.
I don't want to hear. How many of these are there?
Is it only 4 more?
Okay.
Jackbox Games jumps feet first into third-party publishing biz.
Eh.
Ubisoft officially reveals Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake.
I heard everyone knew that already.
PlayStation's strategy of releasing its single-player games on PC is reportedly stopping.
Oh, yes, I did hear about that.
A prominent Call of Duty leaker says he's now, quote, retired following legal demands by Activision.
So, isn't Castlevania a Metroidvania or a Castlevania?
Okay.
Why would it be? Why are people saying it's a roguelite?
People are
Why
worried.
Why are they telling people it's not a roguelite?
Because there's even saying don't worry, right? That it's like the reveal trailer apparently has made people think that there would be roguelike elements in the new game. And they're like, no, it's
swore I watched that trailer. I did not get that sense.
Tommy Williams, head of communications for the Americas from Konami, said, Castlevania Belmont's Curse is a 2D action exploration, those are both capitalized, game where players can freely explore vast, elaborately crafted maps. It is not a roguelike or roguelite game. It is a proper Castlevania.
Yeah,
That's the end of the quote. And then it's like, it's a proper Castlevania, large singular map to explore and progress through. You won't be going through runs in a randomly generated castle. So, yeah, if you thought that they were like, oh, this is going to be trouble, but yeah.
All right.
Here we are.
I could list some headlines to you if you want.
Yes.
How about Bungie asks sites to delay marathon reviews with release date Steam player count below 100K.
Oh, not this again. Oh, I hate when this
Or,
happens.
Pokemon Pokopia turns Kyogre Sea into your southern peepaw.
I don't know what that means. Oh, Kyogre. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I guess he's got when you talk to me, he has an accent.
Marathon fans are freaking out over the game's player count.
Ah.
Ooh, Nintendo's suing the United States government over the tariffs.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. I want to hear a little bit about that.
All right. Oh, it's a Kotaku article. Foxmar sent this one in. Let's see. Nintendo of America is suing the United States Treasury Department, Homeland Security, and Customs and Border Protection to get money it paid the United States government as a result of the controversial tariffs that were deemed illegal by the Supreme Court last month.
That's why. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So
That's super
filed
interesting.
in the Court of International Trade.
Mm-hmm. That is a common court to go to court over tax issues, tariff issues. And I don't think it's an international court either. I think it's a U.S.
They've
US jurisdiction.
they're also claiming they've directly suffered injury because of the tariffs. That they were forced to delay pre-orders of the Nintendo Switch 2 and later raise prices on accessories. I mean, this seems like I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo's not going to be the only one doing this.
No, I think there was some talk when the Supreme Court did say, hey, those tariffs were not legal. When they struck them down and said you were not allowed to do things that way, and have now said, but there are some other ways you could do it. And he's like, I'm going to do it the other ways. But for the ones that have been deemed illegal is, pretty much if you're a company of any size that you're going after trying to recoup that. Of course, the trouble is that a company generally importing something will pass that expense onto the customer, onto the whoever's buying the thing at the very end.
That's why we've seen prices on a whole bunch of stuff go up. It's one of the reasons anyway.
Yeah, and so it's like, it's one thing when it's like Nintendo is saying, oh well, we had a base 10% or whatever on it's basically any Nintendo Switch 2, let's say, that comes into the United States. There's just a base 10%. Let's just pretend. I don't know how much it was actually, but there's 10% applied on that thing, and it's like, right. So we had to, in order to import that into the country, Nintendo of America had to pay for that. They had to pay 10% on top of that to bring that stuff into the country. And so what did they do? Well, did they raise the price of their Nintendo Switch 2 by 10% to anybody who lived in a place that was affected by a tariff, and also Canada? But did any of that happen? And then therefore it's like, well, if you pass that price on to the end user, to a person who bought a Switch 2, why, you're never going to get that 10% back.
Well, no.
Right? They're suing to get it back, but it's like you were the one who paid for it.
But that's assuming they didn't raise the prices, right? Because I believe when stuff was coming out, because the Switch 2 got announced like the day of tariffs, or like
day
just like
a
few hours before or something, or a day of, and like I think that was the first time we saw them not put the price in the announcement video.
Yep.
And we
don't know if they had actually said, oh, we're adjusting the price now because of that.
Yeah, and I don't know that they did.
Yeah.
At least not at the beginning. We do know that they upped price on the Switch.
Yep.
And some accessories later.
Yeah.
That did happen. But again, like all consoles have had gone through a price increase, which is partially tariffs, partially computer parts.
Yeah, that's the other problem too.
Right.
Is that like with RAM and HD hard disk drives and SSDs and just basically computer storage, but it's like anything that's computer parts related in that field that AI wants, but that all came like later.
Yeah, but it was all kind of mushed within the same time period, right?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of these things making effect.
And I mean, I would love to see that if this all gets ever sorted out properly, that those things come back down in price.
Yeah. But the other thing too is it's like, because it's not clear to me that that Nintendo said, oh, we have to bump our price up by this much in these markets because of these tariffs. Because if they didn't bump their prices up,
the Switch 2 hasn't had a price bump.
So if they did not go through a price bump due to these tariffs because they didn't know they were being announced or whatever, so they announced a price and then it's like, well, here's the things, and it's like, okay, well, if Nintendo ended up being the one who shouldered the burden of those tariffs and said, we can't turn around and just say, oh, by the way, now it's 10% more to go to Target and buy one or whatever. Then if they took that on themselves, they obviously were like, we're going to have to eat that cost, and that sucks because now we're going to make even less money on this machine than we were hoping to make.
Yes.
And that means that I think it's fine for them to go ahead and say, hey, these were illegal. We want this money back.
I think everyone's going to, regardless of whether or not they up to their prices or not, because again, it's not just going to be solely on tariffs. But as far as I remember, Nintendo hasn't actually upped its Switch 2 price. It upped the Switch. The rumors are that people expect them to up the Switch 2 price because we had PlayStation up theirs, Xbox up theirs, and it's been a really weird thing to watch consoles go up in price that are new
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
going down in price over time.
I'm curious to see how it's going to affect, like in a larger thing. Curious to see how, like, if Nintendo's getting that rolling, then to them there's probably, like, they have a great legal team. They clearly have a very busy
Don't
legal
know
team.
if they're getting it rolling,
But
we're a gaming news show, so
anyway, looking at the larger thing of businesses selling to businesses who sell to businesses who sell to businesses who then sell to consumers. That's the real thing where I'm like, what is that gonna mean? Right? I guess whatever. Please enjoy the anyway. Businesses selling to businesses who sell to businesses who sell to businesses, and it's like constantly stuff going back and across the border, getting tariffs back and forth and all this kind of crap, and it's like, in that building up the price of how much stuff's going to cost. It's like, that's going to be the worst part, is that ultimately, yes, someone in there is going to start charging their customer, who is another business, money to get, like, I don't know, wood or something like that, or oil or whatever, and then that customer being a business being like, well, now we have to refine that, and then we have to do another export with it, and then they'll have to, be another tariff on that. And it's like, at least it's not that kind of situation where it's like, who's burying the tariffs and passing that on to the consumer in a respect like that. It's like, all this stuff, all the manufacturing was done outside the United States, and then the final product was coming into the United States. There's only the one time when that should have actually taken any effect. So yeah, I'm eager to see what's going to happen over time. But it's like any other time, I guess, that we have lawsuit stories. It's like, that's interesting. Can't speak much to it right now.
this one won't be that interesting overall because, again, it's going to be more than just Nintendo.
Yeah.
I say I don't know if Nintendo's rolling the ball because I'm sure there are other places that are going to be suing over tariffs that aren't video game related. And we're hearing about the Nintendo one because it's gaming related.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, who knows if there will be other. It would be nice to see.
And I'm sure a bunch of them are all rolling in at the same time, which means they'll all get used at the same time or whatever.
Yeah.
And at most, if we're lucky, we'll get a thing that's like, hey, they won.
Yeah.
It won't be like some of the lawsuit stuff that we constantly end up going over. So to me, it's not interesting that like Apple tried to sue Epic or Epic tried to sue Apple or whatever money fight thing that they had going on.
Sure.
The fun parts were the stupidity over people not redacting things properly and all the fun juicy bits we got out of that, right? The
discovery,
the leaks and stuff that came out that we weren't supposed to get, that didn't involve somebody hacking something.
Right. Discovery is a fun process for everybody because you're like, oh, we all get to see what's going on as long as it's open to the public. Yeah.
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 Those lawsuits are fun.
Yeah.
We're not going to get that kind of thing out of this. So it's just not like long term. It's not that interesting.
Yeah. Right. Okay. There was, you had some stuff about Marathon.
Yeah. It said Marathon didn't want, reviews.
There's that, and then there's also like, please don't talk about the player count right now.
Well, people are freaking out about the player count.
They think the player count's too low. What is the player count actually? Because that's what I'm curious about. We've had other games come up recently where people are talking.
It's supposed to be below 100K.
Oh, that is pretty low. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, maybe to Bungie, they're like, that's okay. Stick in it for the long haul. We'll pull more people in.
Some predictions are topping out below 87,000.
P just told us 54,000 concurrent right now on Steam. So
yeah, I was asking Graham about this the other day because there's a few people around the office who want to play Marathon.
Yeah,
and so I was asking him if Marathon had cross-platform play because I know Night Rain didn't, and so. There was this, when that was going on, there were conversations around the office that were like, okay, I'll play Night Raid. What are you playing it on? Like, I need to know what everyone's playing it on.
Yeah.
And that's not been happening with Marathon. So,
there hasn't. This morning when I was here, Cameron and James were having a conversation about Marathon because as an extraction shooter, it is a different bunny to Destiny, right?
Yeah.
And
it's getting compared a lot to Destiny by the people I know who've played Destiny but don't play extraction shooters.
Yeah. in overhearing them talk, because I don't play extraction shooters either, but in overhearing them talk about it, I had a real moment of, oh, I know what you mean when you say a thing. Because James said there's a lot of people who have gear fear in Tarkov, for example, right?
Okay.
And I was like, that's an interesting, I think I know what he means. And then he explained it and I realized I didn't quite know what he meant. But he said that gear fear is when you find really good gear when you're out playing the game.
Oh, but you won't use it because people can steal it from you?
When you come back, you take all the really good stuff and you keep it in your stash.
Yeah.
And then that way it's like you always have it, but you never take it out to go out and do stuff with because you're like, I could just as easily lose it.
Yeah.
And he said there was a streamer or somebody that he was listening to who said the gear in the game is not your gear, it's everybody's gear. It's just your turn with it. And I like when I heard that, I was just like,
that's a neat mentality. I feel like that's not a mentality shared by most of the player base.
No. But what a fantastic way to like...
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, to change up your mind about it. It's like, oh, if you have the good stuff, like don't keep your mega elixirs till the last boss. Or if you do, then fucking use them. But it's like... it's that because I have that thing of
I know
keep everything. Like, what happens if the stick that you were given at the start of the game is your first sword? If you go talk to a blacksmith at some point later in the game, and he's like, "Oh, I like your stick," and he turns it into the best sword in the game. There was one game I think that did that way back in the day.
So here's a question. Okay,
Yeah.
so most of the time when I hear people talk about that, like, oh no, I need to hoard all my potions because what if I need them by the end of the game?
Yeah.
They're people who are like around your age.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's what most of my friend group is made up of. Is that as much of a concern with, say, the newer generations of people where gaming might not have that kind of coding in it, where you're constantly like having to be afraid of what if I don't have enough and therefore I can't defeat the final boss because I don't have all my consumables?
I do wonder if it comes down to what style of game you're playing. Because I have to say, when I'm playing Hades 2, which is what I'm playing right now, I'm not overcome with that idea. I am constantly farming stuff out of the little farm they give you, right? But like, I was holding on to some poppies because I was like, well, I need these to make another, to like concoct another thing. And you said, you don't have to concoct that thing until you hit credits. I'm like, oh, well, F it. And I just went ahead and I concocted a different thing because I'm like, oh, I don't need to save my poppies at this point.
In older style RPG games, it was very possible that you wouldn't be able to even get any more potions or go do anything else. Like, you'd have to start the game over or hope you had an earlier save or something to work with and bring all that time back, right? Whereas I feel like I don't play like a ton of RPGs, but I feel like some of the newer ones, you have ways to probably go over that, right? You could probably dump down the difficulty if you wanted to. You might be able to leave and get some resources you wouldn't be able to if you need to stock back up. Things that wouldn't have been in games in like the 90s or the early 2000s, right? That just wouldn't have been part of the thing. So what I'm suggesting is that there's a whole generation of gamers who have suffered trauma and now hoard.
Yeah. I think that's that. I'm not sure. Well, the thing is too is like they're predominantly like I think it's a small community, like proportionally. I think what's happened is the community is getting smaller and smaller proportionally as well, because so many more people are playing games. And so there's a lot of people out there, like there's a lot of kids who are out there who are playing like Fortnite, which is like, oh, at the end of your game, you just reset and you go ahead and you know, like PUBG's whole thing of like, you got to go hunt all your gear again and do whatever. Or playing a lot of Minecraft, it's like, this is just a continually long thing. And the whole game is about making chests full of shit and like doing stuff with it, right?
I don't understand what you mean by the community's getting smaller, but it's also like the player base is getting bigger.
The amount of people who are playing games has just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger over time.
Yes.
But the games that they're playing don't have a concentration of the kind of they're not that kind of RPG thing where it's like I found a mega elixir in a treasure chest and you can't buy these in the game anywhere and there's no way to make them, and I know this is the best thing in the game, so I'm going to hold on to it until the last boss. Like that kind of mindset of like don't ever use this, it's more precious than gold kind of idea. That kind of idea I think is only it doesn't come up in looter shooters. I don't think like it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't
like,
play looter shooters.
Why would it come up in Overwatch, right? Why it doesn't come up in Hades 2 even like what for what I'm playing right now? And it's just like these things only are part of a certain subset of gaming, and I think that because the amount of games that are out there and the amount of people who are playing games are out there has gotten so large that we look like a community of people that felt like, oh, lots of people all feel this way. It's like, no, because it's a lot of people, but it's not the predominant majority of the gaming public.
And I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't games that don't have that, but I mean, but I am saying that there are RPGs now that maybe don't do that.
Yeah, I think this also likely too is that you're gonna you played all of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Hoarding was a bad idea.
Right, but you never found out playing Baldur's Gate 3 that you were like, oh crap, I should be using all this stuff all the time, or I found a thing and I should I should keep it at my camp and I should never touch it. Like there weren't elements like that.
I did try to pick up everything for a little while.
Sure.
And then I stopped because I didn't need all those plates. I didn't do anything. And honestly, I think that game had. Oh shit! What's that D&D thing? Encumbrance. Yeah. So it kind of changes that up. I feel like encumbrance is meant to be there in order to like. Push that stuff off, like to make you not want to try to pick up everything, even though it is literally derived from a style of game where people want to pick up everything.
And I like Betrayal at Krondor. Right, I did that whole playthrough, and that has not really encumbrance so much as it has like you can only have so much stuff in your inventory. Like you can only lay things.
You have inventory slots.
Yeah, exactly. And so rather than being like Final Fantasy or
honestly,
Dragon
I prefer inventory slots over encumbrance.
Yeah, me too. Just be like you can carry this much of these things, and that's kind of it. As opposed to I have to figure out weight. Like in Fallout, it's a little frustrating to be like I have to do this by weight. But the organizational method of managing my inventory is a pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. So you have a hard time of telling what weighs what and what can I take out. And whereas in real life it'd be like dump all my shit on the ground and then be like, all right, time to repack my stuff. Yeah. And this is what I know I can carry, and I'll leave the rest behind.
Expedition 33 was brought up. Their system for potions is you essentially have. I think you start off with like 3. You have like 3 potions.
Yep.
You use them whenever. Whenever you hit a checkpoint and you rest, they just refill. And then you can find more so that you have more potions available to you. So there's no point in saving your potions because they're always there.
Yeah. And I think it's very interesting that the idea of gear fear is like that's something I'd never heard of before as a term, but hearing that
it makes sense in an extraction shooter though.
Yeah, that you're like, oh, I can some of this gear maintains, and what I take with me out of the thing I can actually use to go back in with, and if I die in the middle of it I will lose that stuff. And that's incredibly frustrating because if you are the kind of person who's like I died in World of Warcraft or whatever, but if I can get to my body in time I can get all my stuff back, it's like that's not even once you've lost it, you've lost it. And I'm like, that is frustrating because if you're a mid-tier player and somebody who's a much better player than you then hits you and then takes all your stuff, it's even more demoralizing because you're like, but I'm pretty good at this game. And you're like, yes, you had to be better than this other person. It's like, but I'm not playing this game 12 hours a day to be able to practice and get better at this. And yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
I mean, we've got roguelites that do that thing where you just lose everything.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I mean, I guess not everything if it's a roguelite proper, but like that idea of you could find something incredibly valuable, but you're not going to be able to keep it past the run. Extraction shooters feel a little bit like that to me, except like if you can get out, then you get to keep these things.
Right. So I don't know what I don't know where Marathon falls in terms of like getting people like interested in that, if they're just really enjoying the like if the people who are there are probably enjoying it, or at least they're trying it out to see if they're going to like it or not.
I don't think we have an oversaturation of extraction shooters yet. So it's probably got that going for it. It's got branding,
Yeah.
which is what is perpetuating a lot for people.
Yeah.
It is, I'd say, as long as it's good about its onboarding, then maybe this works for it. Because I feel like the biggest problem with a lot of shooters and like extraction shooters and stuff is if you don't have people who already know how to play those games, anyone who is interested, if they don't have a way to figure it out,
Yeah.
and they have to go find people to help them figure it out, that's your barrier.
Yeah. So I don't know if the low count of people in Marathon is going to contribute to being a thing that kills it right now, or if Bungie's like, we're willing to sit through this.
Stuff that's like, oh, low count numbers and this and this and this. It's like, I've never had a firm grasp on what the good number is, because we always get stories where it's like, oh, this game sold like 6 million copies. That's really cool. We're shutting down the studio because nothing was enough.
Yep.
What? Oh, hey, this other game sold 3 million copies. That's amazing. And we plan to make 6 more sequels. And I'm like, I can't, I've got no actual frame of what any of these numbers are supposed to mean. If you say a number is low, then I guess it's low, and I guess everyone's fucked.
Yeah.
The end.
And then, the trouble too is that also that the idea of this game is in trouble because there's not enough people. Oh, I guess I won't play it then. Like that's what will happen is you end up perpetuating a thing, and
that's the scary thing, I think, for people who are like, oh, I really want to play this extraction shooter. I really like it.
Yeah.
Oh, not enough people are playing it. Oh no, I like Concord, and it's going away.
Yeah.
And like that kind of thing.
Exactly, or High Guard or whatever, yeah.
I know. Like High Guard.
But yeah, it's Wizard with a Gun sold 3 million copies. Didn't have enough money to stay open 6 months. So yeah, it's unknowable whether this will be something that can sit and maintain for a while. We don't really have like Grand Theft Auto 6 is supposed to be the next big video game release.
It's the one that every time it moves, everybody else tries to move their dates.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be the one that everyone. It's like this will be it will have far-reaching effects for the industry, and like people are loading it up with so much idea of what's going to be happening, and it's got that's got to be hard on the devs and Rockstar to be like, we got to pull this thing off or else it's not going to work. And that's very interesting to me because it's like for a game that hasn't come out yet, everyone's the hype is so high for something like that. Really feels like if that thing doesn't perform, then that's just people are just analysts are going to come out of the woodwork to say how like, oh, it's a death knell for the industry now. You can't make video games anymore because you can't make money off of them because no one will buy enough video games. And it's like, sure, we don't know if 100,000 people playing Destiny every night is a sustainable solution for them or not. We don't know if that's going to work out. We're just going to have to wait to hear. It always sounds weird to be like, you have I would kill to have 100,000 fans just in chat right now. It would be a very hard chat to read.
I don't know about that.
But it's like to have.
I don't know if I would kill for that.
We have 112,933 followers on Twitch.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. They're not all in chat right now.
Yeah, and I can read the chat, and I'm cool with that.
Exactly, right? And it's like to have people actively involved, concurrently, always doing the thing. It's like that would be fantastic if they were all putting in, if they were all putting $1 into the Patreon every month. That would be a landslide of money, right? And it's just like we can maintain what we're doing based on your generosity, and hopefully you're getting what you're paying for. You're feeling like you're enjoying what you're getting, and I'm like, right. So these other companies are the same way. It's like we have to have enough people to come in and be giving us money every month to belong to this service to be able to actually continue to generate money in this way. And maybe that isn't a thing that can happen with only 100,000 people. Maybe you need 500,000 people to.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I mean, it all depends on budgeting and things, which is why I'm like, oh, you have a game where your selling feature is that everybody's human skin looks incredibly realistic.
Yeah.
Was that necessary to put the millions of hours into it that ups your costs?
Right.
So I don't know. I've played so many games where the games I actually remember have really distinctive art styles, and most of them don't look
photorealistic. Yeah.
So
That's
not to say that photorealistic isn't impressive. I've seen some really impressive looking stuff, but
yeah,
it's just kind of like the games that stick around longer are not the ones that look like that.
It's weird to think, this is incredible tangents we're going on. It's weird to think that
well, Paul's not here, so what's he gonna do?
Photorealism is like, while that is the thing that everybody says, well, that's what we're trying to build to, like we're all trying to build our graphical whatever to be able to handle like photorealism, that you can basically look at a 4K monitor or an 8K monitor and feel like, this is really happening, these are real people, all that kind of crap. And I'm like, I love that that's supposed to be the pinnacle of the industry, except that it's one art style.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is. It's just like, that guy who's supposed to be human looks human, or that guy who's supposed to be an alien looks like an alien. Like,
starts to look very similar in art style. I don't know that I would actually say it's one art style.
But it's like, I mean, I can watch, the difference between watching like frickin', what's an example? What's a live action show we've been watching recently?
All I'm saying is like, you wouldn't confuse Final Fantasy for Death Stranding.
I mean, I also wouldn't confuse Agatha Christie's Poirot for Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
Right?
But that's still different styles,
and they're still very photorealistic.
And
because they're live action. Anyway, it's like, it's just one art style. And aiming for the very best of that one art style, it's like you ignore so many other things that so many great games are built upon. People love NHL 94 to this day.
I mean, I would expect that a sports game, the reason for it to keep a fan base of a specific year would be because the mechanics of it work really well.
Yes.
Or it has some gimmicks in it that are really fun, like original big head mode on basketballs and
like NBA Jam and stuff.
Any of those things. Yeah.
But NHL 94 is like, everyone's like, that game ruled, and it just was like so fluid and felt so good, and mechanically it was like, and it was like, why is this game still thought of as like the best hockey game? It doesn't hurt
same
that
with
it's
like
one of the first
fighting games, right?
Yeah.
A really good fighting game, for it to maintain its mechanics have to be strong, more than anything else, right?
1v1 fighting game where you're allowing for that, your mechanics have to be like so tight.
Like, I feel like you can do some story games and have them look very pretty, but at that point, it's like the story still has to hit really hard, because as pretty as something is, that doesn't maintain over your longer course of time.
Yep.
A rhythm game, if it doesn't play well, it doesn't matter what it looks like.
Exactly.
Like,
if it has all sorts of lag, or the beats are off slightly, or whatever.
Yeah. Like, you can have... I've played platformers that have had interesting enough stories where I don't find the platforming that interesting, but the story is strong enough that I'm like, okay, your game's not like up here for me, but it will stick with me because it was interesting. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have an interesting story and you're mechanically not great, I'm gonna lose all interest of it eventually.
Yeah. All right. Another story. Then, where was I? Microsoft executives saying Microsoft's next console will play, quote, Xbox and PC games.
Okay, I mean, the Rogue Ally X plays Xbox games and not PC games.
Think so?
I think was the thing. Or some of them, or something.
This is known as Project Helix.
I thought Xbox was just gonna not bother anymore.
There was a social media post that the new Microsoft Executive Vice President for Gaming, Asha Sharma, who came from the Copilot side, remember we mentioned that earlier.
Yes.
Their quote is, "Our commitment to the return of Xbox would include a new console codenamed Project Helix that, quote, will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games." So that's two things going on there. One is, we're sad that everyone believes the PlayStation 5 is eating our lunch. Maybe it is. That it's always seen as the more powerful console than us, so maybe it is. And then the second thing is, we want to play Xbox and PC games. And I'm like, well, yes, I think what you're kind of saying here is you're hoping for a unity of Xbox and PC games to be one and the same thing.
Yes, probably.
Which is not far away from the things we were saying earlier. But it does sound like they're developing a console still.
Don't know why.
Yeah, because I think what we're hearing is that, it's going to be a console from Microsoft. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe what they're developing is a reference platform. And that's like, so to think about other reference platforms, from way back in the day, Intel had a thing going on for a while where they would pair up a Celeron processor with like a low power Celeron processor with their Wi-Fi chip back when not everything had Wi-Fi all the time, and they paired these things together in a platform and a reference that they called Centrino. And so they were like Intel Centrino laptops were running this configuration of this, like having this Wi-Fi and this Celeron with it or whatever. And that was a thing where they're like, and if you're using Centrino and you can brand it with Centrino, and that lets everybody know that yes, these things have Wi-Fi and they can do whatever. And I'm like, right. So you can go that route of pair this thing with this thing, but you can design a laptop however you want. Or you can go further and say the console has to act like Apple did this back in the day where they opened up Power Macs to be like, anybody can build a Power Mac, but here's the specifications for what a Power Mac has to have, and has to have all these different things in it.
Okay.
And they really laid a lot of stuff out. And Microsoft could do that. They could say, we're going to define what an Xbox is, and then we're going to let manufacturers decide how to implement that.
According to their commercials, everything's an Xbox. So maybe defining what an Xbox isn't on their list.
Yeah. I mean, I think that because this is like, a lot of it is around developer targeting and saying that if you're going to be developing X thing for this platform, then minimum specs, minimum performance level, that kind of stuff, and then letting the hardware market go off. I still think that's going to be a thing that they end up doing. Maybe they will make their own console. Like the next gen console will still be something they make, and they'll be like, this is an Xbox. This is the new Xbox. We'll even call it the new Xbox. And hardware manufacturers, this is what you are targeting when you're making a thing.
I feel like they're just going to slap their name on something else somebody else is making.
Yeah, I think it's easier, cheaper for them. Because
no one's going to care.
I don't know how Surface is doing for Microsoft as a thing. Like they have made a lot of devices that have been titled Surface, but I don't know if it's doing well enough for them as a reliable. Like they make Copilot PCs now, but Copilot PCs, I mean, you can apply to anything that like a manufacturer makes, like an OEM makes, as long as it has Windows and it has a certain amount of RAM in it. But I mean, Lord Serrano says the Steam Deck basically became the de facto reference platform. And I feel like that's like Steam's kind of been occupying that space. Mm-hmm. And if they could actually get a Steam machine made, that would consoleize the PC.
Now, in contrast to what Xbox is doing,
yes,
PlayStation doesn't want to put its games on PC anymore.
That's true.
They want to put their stuff console exclusive.
And I wonder if that's also related to this whole thing about Xbox and PC games. That they're like, no, wait. If you guys are going to do that, why would we want to cannibalize what?
Well, because it was always, I think usually about a year later, like a game would come to PC, maybe 6 months or something, right? I remember Spider-Man games kind of being announced for like, oh, don't worry, we're bringing this to PC in like whenever. So if you're someone who
didn't have a PS5,
didn't have a PS5,
or PS4,
or didn't want to, or didn't mind waiting,
yep,
I feel like. I want to think that at least there's at least a portion of gamers who don't mind waiting anymore for a game to hit sale or for a game to come out on a platform later that they actually want to play on, as opposed to having to buy another platform.
Yeah, they are saying that that is like, but again, it's single player, right? So the report, this is Bloomberg has made a report or
Yeah.
has received a report citing people familiar with Sony's plans. I'm not going to say it's a Sony insider or anything else, but here we are. Um, Ghost of Yote won't be coming to PC because they scrapped the plans for the port.
Mm.
The PS5 exclusive Saros, which is from the Returnal Studio Housemarque,
Yeah.
it's not getting an eventual PC port. And I mean, Ghost of Tsushima didn't get a PC port for like a few years until after it came out on PlayStation. But multiplayer games like Marathon and Marvel Tokon will still remain multi-platform because they need an online community, and so
I mean, it makes sense, right? Because those are games that you need people to be playing in order for other people to play.
Yeah. But Death
mostly.
Stranding 2 and Kena Scars of Cosmora, two games that are published by PlayStation but developed by third-party studios, those two games will still be getting PC releases. So there might not be a thing of we're going to force everybody to do it, but I think they might be. Maybe they'll lean into it more, being like, if you're going to publish on PS5, you have to let it be exclusive.
No. If you publish on the PlayStation, that doesn't mean you have to be exclusive to the PlayStation.
Sure.
Unless you are owned by Sony.
Okay.
Right? The Spider-Man is a Sony-produced
fair
thing. The games that those are being talked about are usually exclusive to PlayStation for that reason.
Right. I think that's.
And to me, it makes sense that if they don't want to do PC ports for things, you wouldn't bother because it costs money to port stuff.
Absolutely.
So the whole reason to port something, you don't want to necessarily put something on every system if you don't think there's not going to be enough sales on that system.
Yeah.
And that's also why, like, the fact that you can get a game that comes out on a bunch of systems all at the same time is an extreme effort of somebody making sure that all of those ports are done, because everything is kind of a port. You can make a game specifically geared towards a certain system and then port it, or in some cases for some indies, they actually make a game that is on whatever thing that they're making it on, and then everything it's a port for basically everything.
Yeah, and in a lot of cases, they won't port that themselves. They will find other companies who are good at the port, and they'll contract with them.
There are studios that can do that.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of it, what it sounds like is Sony said, hey, we actually need exclusives in order to sell our console.
Yeah, that's interesting too, right? Yeah. Should this come to pass, the idea of being able to buy PlayStation games on Steam and then play them on Xbox hardware may not be something Sony would want to encourage. So, yeah, there's an idea of if they're trying to keep their console popular, then having a thing you can only play on there is a good way to do that. Nintendo. Like we know that is part of the Nintendo strategy as well. So, speaking of publishing things, though, I didn't know about this. Jackbox Games is now going to be a third-party publisher as well, and I find that very unusual. I wouldn't have think that would be a thing. They're going to publish games like Toot Games' My Arms Are Longer Now, and is the first of several games it plans to bring to market. It is, they're...
Yeah, I mean, there are some places that make games that end up becoming a publisher because they publish their own stuff, and then they end up taking on other things. I don't know. To me, it's like, okay, I guess that's the route they want to go.
I like the idea here, though, because so Jackbox Vice President of Business Development, Andy Niaz, I hope I got that right, but I didn't, said in a statement that the makers of the, quote, unapologetically weird game are, quote, exactly the kind of creative partner we want as we expand Jackbox's publishing efforts. That sounds great. And they want to do, like, if you sign up with Jackbox, they have like on their website, they says, here's the things that you can expect to get, your benefits. Funding aligned with what your project actually needs. Production and release support from planning through ship, marketing and audience development, platform and certification guidance, that's a good one, QA, localization, porting, and external services. long-term lifecycle planning and store management because a game doesn't end at launch. That's kind of amazing. And I mean, Jackbox feels like they can afford to be pretty picky too about, who it is that they want to work with and like bring on to publish games.
Yeah,
for, right?
To me, it's actually a little weird that we have publishers now that we think of as like, oh, the style of game that they publish.
Yes, like Devolver Digital, right?
Yeah, and there's a few like that, right? Oh, Annapurna Games and like all of that. And it's like, to me, it's a little bit weird that that's a thing now.
Yeah.
It's not like necessarily a bad thing. I would say if you're an indie dev trying to find a publisher, it's good to talk to them, but make sure you read those contracts.
Oh, sure.
Because just because they're a small publisher doesn't mean that they won't write a contract that would maybe screw you over.
Yeah.
Especially if you're new.
I think that's...
Talk to other indies and ask them about like whether you're doing the right thing or not.
I mean, depending on the game you're developing too, right? Sometimes you'll be courted by publishers. So be like,
you can be
interesting in publishing with us. But then sometimes you're like developing a game, nobody seems that interested. You got to go looking for a publisher.
Well, I mean, you say courting. You're not just a nobody who puts out a game or is making a game and then suddenly a publisher will appear and be like, man, your game is cool. Chances are good you are hanging out at game jams and other places where those people are kind of looking to see if there is anything that gels with them.
Yeah.
And then, yes, they might court you.
Yeah.
But that's like the whole point of having a booth at like PAX or whatever.
I have to assume that's a rarer opportunity though, is that when you're undergoing all that a publisher's going to reach out to you specifically and be like, I like your little weird game about this. We would love to publish it for you. I'm sure that, I think that only happens in a case where somebody rolls into a PAX and they sit down to show off a game, and then all of a sudden there's a line like 40 people deep trying to play this game.
It's not necessarily. Again, game jams, there are some places where like cafes and events that will have things if they have a stronger indie dev scene where people can come and show off their games. It's a networking thing for sure.
Yeah.
But I would say it's actually more important to also be part of whatever your indie dev community is that's nearby and local.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are going to be people who know other people that if they like your stuff might do something. I mean, don't go into it looking for that maybe necessarily, because networking is also about community.
Yeah, the more people you talk to.
It's really kind of a weird mishmash. I've never been good at those parties.
Can you join me more in frame?
I would, except you keep going back so far and
I'm trying to make room for you in the frame.
I don't believe you.
Sorry. Here. I'll hold on to you so you don't go anywhere.
Don't do that. Stop doing that. Jerk.
It's cool. I think that's really neat that Jackbox is going to start doing publishing. And
I would say a lot more people court games than you think.
Yeah.
And also just like it's also not a thing that happens all the time. In the sense of like there's probably only a few people who go around looking and do find games, and it's more than you think it is, but it's also a very small amount because there's so many people making games or trying to make games or whatever. Did
you want to talk about Pokemon Pokopia?
It looks like a game I want to play. I haven't played any of it. I don't know what there's to talk about. There's a Ditto.
I'm just surprised that like the game has pretty much launched and Pokemon Pokopia limited time special event announced. Quote, more spores for Hot Pip. Whatever that means, because of course I haven't played the game. That starts on March 9th and then runs until the 24th of March.
Okay.
And this has, I think we were talking about this outside actually, it has Animal Crossing feel to it, obviously.
Yes.
One of the things that people got frustrated about Animal Crossing was also I really do feel compelled to log in every day to do stuff. Like harvesting your money tree or whatever, that kind of thing. And so they're running events. When I saw the event, just the first thing I thought of from reading that, and it was the first time I read it, was like, Pocket Camp is back.
Okay. I know people have FOMO.
Yeah.
And I know a lot more people ended up playing Animal Crossing that have ever played Animal Crossing before when Animal Crossing came out. But I really just think that when I hear a whole bunch of people are like, "Oh man, I have to log in every day," and that's dumb. That's what that game was designed for. Is a chill, come in, play 20 minutes, go. Don't log in until later in the week. Whatever, maybe you'll hit that next year kind of experience. And if you didn't treat it that way, it might not be the kind of game for you.
Right.
That's okay.
That's true. There's a lot of games that aren't games for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or and even the idea of like, I'm treating this like a thing. There's a lot of aspects of the game that I do like, but I ended up liking New Horizons way better than I liked Pocket Camp. Pocket Camp is very much a mobile
Pocket Camp
game.
is a Animal Crossing game with no soul.
It's very much a game that feels like
fine
a mobile game first.
If you like it, it has some stuff that's great with it, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah. It's funny too, because as Pocket Camp got more complicated, and they kept adding stuff, I was like, oh, this is really cool. There's all these extra things for me to do and all this stuff going on. And the next thing you know,
mobile game.
And then I'm in it for like an hour, not paying any money to play it, but just like I'm in it for an hour trying to do all the things and trying to get everything done. And it's like I got to do my dailies and like all this kind of shit. And when I finally like shed that and then logged in like a year or two later, like because when Complete came out, I think you bought a copy of it. And and then I was able to download it for free, which was lovely. And then I tried it, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" And I played it for a couple days. I'm like, "No, never again."
I poke around in it.
Not this, never
every
again.
so often, but it's not the same thing. It's not what I go for Animal Crossing for.
Yeah.
And I don't. I started playing Animal Crossing when New Leaf came out.
Yeah.
Because I was curious. I had a couple of friends who talked about it who really liked it. I played it. I really liked it. I got really involved in it. It was the game I liked to play once a day, and do stuff with. I went on to online forums and I was part of that community for a little while, and I made friends that way, and it was really great.
Yeah.
And then New Horizons came out. I was excited for New Horizons. I was excited that people who I knew were excited for Animal Crossing who didn't seem to have ever played one, and that was great. And boy, everyone else played it in a way that made me not want to play it with them.
Right.
The constant, we have to collect every single thing and we have to build networks to do it. Even though that was like a thing I was doing, I felt like I was doing it in such a more chill way.
Right.
And the mailboxes, I had people just mailing me stuff because because they seemed to think I had the same goals as them in that game of collecting every single color of this thing, and it was nice that they were sending me mail and that they thought of me. There were parts of that interaction that I was like, this is cool, but I was just like, I just want to log onto the game and goof around for like 20 minutes and then stop.
I found I liked the game a lot more when I kind of finished like the when I was near finishing the museum, and when the island was kind of set up how I wanted to do everything, and when I had my little town of people all organized where I wanted them to be, and when I had pretty much finished decorating my rooms, like getting stuff up on the walls and being like, it's just a mess everywhere you go. Because I had my music room and I had my like Japanese bedroom and then I had my like basement, which is full of like basement stuff, and it was like everything. I had my rich room. I had my room that was like, here's all the really cool shit that I got, like, and it's all money stuff, right? Like all that kind of thing. And then I had like my because they don't give you like a vault you can dive into. And then there's also and then I had a kitchen because I was like, I need to have a kitchen if I'm going to live in this house. And when I kind of had those things all laid out, you'd find a new thing and you'd put something in there, and you'd take something down or whatever. When it really started to mellow out and you're like, I'm down to like my last few fossils I need to find, or I'm down to my last few like bugs I need to find, you're kind of just waiting for an opportunity to get into the game and play that. And I found I was enjoying it more when it felt like, there's some stuff still left for me to get and to find and to do.
Yeah.
And there's these little like corner cases of stuff that I'm trying to uncover. That's fun, and I have to wait. I have to wait for next month before the coelacanth is available, and I have to wait for a rainy day and whatnot. And I'm like, it's not raining today, and like those kind of things.
Sure.
But ultimately, that's when it started to feel more interesting because it was like I had narrowed the game because I had all this other stuff filled in already. So as far as Pokopia goes, though, like when I saw there's like, oh my God, there's going to be like a 3-week event running, and I just got these flashes of like, I got to go I got to go plant flowers. Fuck, I hate planting flowers in Pocket Camp. It's the worst part of the game.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's
You're collecting spores for hot
I look at it and I'm like, the Animal Crossing vibes are more to do, I think, with the multiplayer and the fact that you can do the decorating and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a real time game. If it's not, this game will probably gel with a lot more people.
Yeah.
Overall.
That will be interesting, I think, too.
Because
I
know,
come to that.
Like,
Like,
again,
I like this better than Animal
a
Crossing.
lot of
It's like,
people decided to play Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Who had not played Animal Crossing before.
Yeah.
And I think it confused a number of them.
Right.
The real time thing.
Right.
Which is fine. Like, it's not a normal thing in a lot of video games, but that's why I find it charming.
Yeah.
You know, Tomodachi Life is supposed to have that, the new one, and I'm like, neat. That could be really cool.
Yeah.
And I know that's gonna probably drive some other people up the wall.
There were a lot of people who got mad about the fact that it's like every time I come home to play Animal Crossing, it's always 5 p.m. because that's when I got home from work, and so therefore I never get to see like 9 a.m. So that sucks. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It does suck.
I do think there are some if you want to time travel, I'm not against it. But like I don't want to do it. And I get the feeling of that. To me, when it comes to that kind of game, it's like, but that's my experience, right? That's like saying, oh, you know, I only ever get to see my house at 5 p.m. every day. And I'm like, well, yes, because I go to work. You know, of course, if I can only play this video game at 5 p.m. every day, I only get to see 5 p.m. It's a life sim.
Right.
So to me, that's not a detractor. I'm not saying it can't be a detractor, but for me, it's just like, well, that's my gaming experience. You know, I have to play something like Baldur's Gate 3
right.
with the idea that I'm not going to see everything because that will drive me up the wall. There's too much there for that.
That's fair. That's fair. Whereas I'm very much a 100% of, like, playing Hades right now, Hades 2 right now.
Oh, that I'm going to 100%, but that's different.
For me, it's like, I do want to get... It's like it feels almost impossible to get all the bits of dialogue. So and there's not a checklist in the game to tell you when you got them all. Great, good design decision. But it's like I do want to feel like as I'm talking and as I'm hearing things and as I'm fighting and winning the game and doing whatever, that I'm like, as I'm working towards credits, as I'm working towards like more post game content, because there's way more post game content than there is pre game or pre credits content. It's what it feels like. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is a game that frees me a bit from the 100% idea, but it is a thing where it's like, oh, but there's another spell I can cast, so there's a thing I can go do that for now. So I have to use the washroom.
Okay.
Can we go to commercial for like a few minutes, or did you want to just sit here and talk to people?
Go.
Great, I'll be back in a bit.
Hey, chat. It's just you and me now. I haven't always been a person who... I understand the 100% mentality. I've done it. I definitely did it a lot when I was younger, trying to do those checklists and things. I still make those checklists, but and I'm sure some of you heard me say this before. I'm a completionist until I'm not when it comes to a video game. I like the conceit that I have a list that I can go for as long as I'm having fun with that game. That list does give you something to drive towards. It's really great, but if I get bored, I'm done. Then I 100% it. It's gone. I'm absolutely going to end up 100%ing Hades 2 over time. In the same way that I'm going to 100% one day Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, which I think I'm only about 50% of the way through doing because I play it every so often. It's fun. 1%, yeah. Everyone needs to learn to relax. It's okay. It's a skill. You can learn it. It takes some time. You can get there, believing you. Cutest thing I'm watching this season? Okay, we want to talk about anime? Let me bring up my anime list. I'm going to tell you what I'm watching. I just started, it's not from this season, but I just started Sasaki and Miyano last night, and it's super cute, and I'm so glad I'm watching that now. It's from 2022, but it's just the best show right now for me. Absolutely. Do. Let's see. What's something I'm watching I'm excited about? That's from this season. Journal with Witch is very good. It is a series about grief. Not quite to the hardcore of some shows that really want to deep dive you on grief, but I think in a more realistic way of watching someone lose their parents who is around, I think they're 15, and having to go with their aunt who's also dealing with grief in a completely different way is a really good show to watch. I honestly think that it feels gentle in its exploration of it, but also I just love what's her name, Makio. Makio is my favorite character in the world. She is so relatable. Hey.
Hi.
I talked about anime while you were gone.
Oh, which one?
Journal with Witch.
Oh, great.
Makio. Makio's great.
Oh,
She's
you
my
like
favorite.
Makio the best, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's an adult
completely believable.
who's just like talking with people wears me the hell out. And she has to deal with people who don't understand that, but sometimes she tells them and they understand it and they try really hard to understand that.
Yeah.
And not think that she's weird for it. And to watch this 15-year-old girl be like, she's really weird. Why is it okay that she's like that?
Yeah.
I don't understand. And I'm like, yep, this show's great.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Extremely complicated.
Yeah.
Lots of interpersonal relationships. And the best part is that it's about family in a way where family is kind of at the center of things, but it also shows you how you build your family.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. And it's more complicated. Everybody's relationships are way more complicated than they initially let on, which is a lot of fun too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
Like, and it's
I don't think
like
it's depressing.
No, but it's going through grief.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's doing it really gently.
I think the word poignant comes to mind. It's a very poignant show. Yeah.
You know, sometimes when we play games that are like, oh, we're gonna welcome to this indie game. It's secretly about depression.
Yeah.
It's they hit really hard. And that's not a bad thing, but sometimes it's just like I didn't need that today.
I didn't want this to be all about grief.
I didn't need that hard hitting, I feel like I'm in the bottom of an ocean feel.
Yeah.
This one has more of a, hey, we're going through this. You can see these things happening. You can feel some tension, but the tension's not unbearable. It's almost just understandable.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. It plays out in a way where you're like, that's not how I expected it to go.
But we're not shying away from the topics. We're not actually shielding you from the topics.
Exactly.
But we're not like drenching you in an ocean. We're not drowning you in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much good anime this season.
There
I'm
is.
really surprised by that. And I can't tell if it's because there's actually good anime or I'm finally able to just watch stuff without dying inside.
Are you going to come on the roundup? Is that what you're telling me?
You want me?
I would be
Would
happy
you
to
let
have
me?
you if you want to have opinions, but we're both going to have opinions in the same room.
That show's going to be like 6 hours long. You good for that?
I'll go faster
No.
to make room for your opinions.
I need you to talk at a speed that people can understand you,
Sure.
even when they're listening at double speed.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Anyway.
Yeah, I come and hang out.
All right, we'll see what happens. I would be down for that. I'm into it.
Okay, cool.
Right. So we got an hour. We got 50 minutes left.
You said,
to give you a.
do you really want to go through more things, or do you want to like talk about what we've been playing, or?
I just want to see if there was anything else. The Street Fighter 6 fans being mad about the slow rollout of skins. I was like, I don't really know what I would say about that overall. Or like Ubisoft finally saying, yes, we're doing a Black Flag remake, like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake. Okay, makes sense.
I guess.
You know, like it's because it's like I think that I get the sense from all the headlines we see about Ubisoft is that it's like a company that's trying to find its footing again when it was like having a lot of success. It got over its skis and it didn't really like it didn't really connect back to why are we not attracting people to do whatever. And I'm like, sometimes that means that you're you'd be like, well, let's go back to what works. Well, what works? A game we already made. Well, let's remake that game. And I'm like, but I don't want that to be the symptom of a company that doesn't really know where their feet are, where you're like, the next project we're going to do is going to be a remake. Because if I was to do that, it'd be like, well, there's lots of companies that do that. Right? Nintendo is bad for recently for being like, we're going to do a remake. We're going to remake all these Zelda games.
And yet they won't give us the ones we want.
Yes.
Oh, they gave us this remake.
Yeah.
How dare.
Yeah.
But where's my other remake?
Yeah, there's that too.
I mean, honestly.
That always comes up.
I kind of agree with some of it, but it's beside the point.
Yeah. So I don't want it to be like, oh, the symptom of a company that's losing connection to its player base is like, let's just do a remake of the thing that we know people loved, because Nintendo releasing all those Zelda games, I never went back and played any of them.
That's not true. You played the re-release of A Link to the Past, or yeah, didn't you?
Did I?
You didn't play the one on Switch?
Of A Link to the Past?
Wasn't it A Link to the Past or
Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening. They're the same game.
Okay. Link's Awakening for Switch is such a markedly different game than Link's Awakening for Game Boy.
It's frame by frame the same thing almost.
It is. That's the thing. In coming at it, it's such an like, as a remake, it's so far out of left field for what I was expecting, and it had been so long since I played that game. Those two things make me feel like I'm playing this game for the first time.
But you did play it.
I did play it.
And it is technically a remake.
It is. So, yeah.
So I gotcha.
That is the only one I think then that I did play.
You didn't play...
Wind Waker? Nope.
I played Wind Waker,
Yeah.
but I was playing it for the first time.
Yeah, Twilight Princess?
Same
Nope.
thing.
Mm-hmm. Skyward Sword? Nope.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. Ocarina of Time?
Oh, that I've played like 6 times now.
Yes, but I did not play the 3D version.
I played the 3D
point.
version. It's fine.
Majora's Mask? Didn't do it.
I did. Definitely. 3 more times.
And they haven't done remakes of Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks or Oracle of Ages or Oracle of Seasons.
They re-released Oracle of Ages and Seasons on the 3DS.
Yeah.
Which is how I was playing them. I don't know if I would replay Phantom Hourglass or Spirit.
I don't think I would
Spirit
either.
Tracks.
But
They
that's
were
what I mean.
fine. I enjoyed them, but I don't know that they are games I'd want to play again.
I would play. I played the original Legend of Zelda late in life because somebody said you can play the whole thing in an hour, and I'm like, really? And I went and I got a walkthrough that's like, go here, go here, go here. And I'm like, I will do all those things because you still have to play the game. So I did all the things. I played the whole game end to end. Didn't think about 2 hours, and I was just like, this ruled. This was so much fun to be able to play this from one end to the other and actually feel like I have the skill to be able to do it, which I don't think as a 10-year-old I had the skill to do it. But in my 30s, I definitely did. And so I then tried to play Adventure of Link, and I got to a certain point, even with a walkthrough, and I got to a certain point, I was like, okay, stop. This is not at all fun for me. But if they ever remade Adventure of Link in a way that was more graphically appealing and maybe had some quality of life stuff built into it, I would be down for that.
I don't think they'll do that. I think
No.
I can see them re-releasing it on an emulator or doing whatever. I think it's on
Yep. But there have been
the online thing, but
there have been a few games recently, indie games, and even that Adventure Time game that basically were like, we're going to take the Legend, like Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link idea, and we're going to apply it to how our game will work. We're just going to basically skin our stuff over top of it and make it work a certain way. And I was like, that's really slick. I do think that's a really neat idea.
I played. I never finished the original Zelda. I didn't play it as a kid. But I did play it when it came out on
Enigma Hearts. That's what I'm thinking.
Whatever platform they were putting it on for emulation. And I decided to try to play it without a walkthrough, which is why I haven't finished it. But at the same time, I found that dungeon on my own, and I've never been prouder of a video game thing. So I played that game properly.
Good for you.
I will never finish it because I don't want to. I actually don't really want to look through a walkthrough for it.
Yeah.
But I like the experience I had.
Yeah. If there was,
I would replay Link Between Worlds if they brought that out again.
Oh, okay.
Because I quite liked that one.
Yeah.
I would probably replay Twilight Princess and Wind Waker if they brought them out on Switch.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I really liked those ones.
Okay. Like I liked Wind Waker on GameCube, and when I saw it come out on Wii U, I tried playing it, and I was like, "This is amazing! Like this looks so great." It's just a 1080p version of the original game, and then I loaded up the original game, and I was like, "Oh Christ, it isn't."
No, it's how you remember it.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly how I remembered it, and I was like, "Oh, it's way better."
Yeah,
And,
like there are Zelda games I probably wouldn't replay if they brought them out again.
Yeah.
There are definitely ones I would replay.
I remember being floored by Twilight Princess, just being like, "Oh my god, this world looks so good! It looks so amazing." And the only time I got the next time I got floored, of course, was then Breath of the Wild. That I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, they did it! This is what we've wanted forever," and it feels so weird and different. But actually, like it the way it is this way.
I did start a second game of Breath of the Wild because I wanted to see if I could just beeline it to the
Oh
end.
yeah.
And I could. I got there. It was very difficult to do. I think I did enough shrines to get like one extra heart or something.
Right.
And then I found out how that ending sequence goes when you just go straight there. And I'm like, I don't understand how you do this fight without
The magic beasts.
Without-
the divine beasts.
well, no, just like without more hearts.
Oh, yeah,
without
yeah.
like
More food or like anything else.
without more inventory slots.
Yep, yeah.
Without like, I guess like there's probably ways to do it, but they feel, yeah.
Some of the ones that I've seen where
But
it's
it was
like,
interesting that it could do it.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought it was interesting that it's like some people run into the castle and they know exactly where to go to find the they find the royal guards stuff, like a sword and some other
Yeah.
things.
I mean, I did go around the castle finding stuff while I was
Yeah.
in there to go beat stuff up.
I
But
did think that was cool.
I didn't go get the master sword. So
Right.
like if you lose all of your weapons, you have nothing to
Yeah.
fight with. And if you don't have the beasts to take down half the health bar, you have to fight all of the
Phantom
the
Ganon
Phantom
things,
Ganon
whatever
things
they are, yeah.
first, or they're all there or something. I don't know if I can if
I've never watched the
why,
whole
but it
thing.
was just kind of like, oh shoot, darn. I mean, I figured your health bar would be up, but I don't know. I assumed I wouldn't have to fight those
Yeah.
again.
Right, we were gonna say what have we been playing these days? Actually, too, is what you brought up.
I just wanted to know if that's what you want to talk about.
Sure, yeah, I don't mind
Because
that.
I know we did this like a couple weeks ago, where it was just us,
Yeah,
but time has moved forward.
and I didn't know like when we were so with all the things I've got everything out of order because it was like I finished playing Silk Song and Yakuza 0, and then
I had Cat Quest 3 in there.
Cat Quest 3 was in there, and I think that was like maybe the most recent because I think Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth was in there too, and I was not really sure what else to play. And I think when I Cat Quest 3 was fun. I did not 100% that game. I probably could. I think I got pretty close to being able to, but I don't really care. I liked the previous two, I think, a little bit more than this one, but this one was still just like exactly what I wanted it to be, and that's good. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess now I pick up Hades 2, which I know is going to be a long game, but let's just do it. And
But a fun game.
I have definitely not thought about buying Yakuza Kiwami 2 the entire time I've been playing Hades 2. And I walked into an EB Games here in town, the one in Hillside, and they had a copy on the shelf of Kiwami 2. And I was really tempted to just be like, I guess I'll pick it up and put it in the stack. And then I was like, don't do that. Just keep playing Hades. Wait till you get to the end of that. And then when you're ready to buy Kiwami 2, then go find a copy and be done with it. And, good. Shurtai. Shurtal?
Chatel.
Shurtal.
Unless that's a capital I at the end.
I'm playing Hades 2 right now, and it is a blast. And I'm glad that I'm playing it now because now we can talk about stuff, except we can't talk about everything because you, of course, have seen to the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still trying to do some stuff that you can't do until post credits, but and I've slowed down in playing because I hit credits.
Yeah. But it's been very interesting, and I think I'm finally at the tipping point where I'm going to get more nectar. So I'm going to have more nectar on me than I have previously. So ambrosia is going to become the thing that's more important. But because I have been coming back from fights and buying ambrosia all the time, that it's like, oh, now I can buy ambrosia all the time, so that'll be good because you told me right away, you're like, if you come back and you have bones, buy everything on the list and start building up your things of bath salts and twindlers and ambrosia, because you are going to be needing that stuff later, and you're going to be able to generate find your own nectar and stuff.
Like
so,
you don't have to make a huge stockpile of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't even have to stockpile it if that's not how you want to do it. It's like, at some point you're going to need that ambrosia. If you've got the stuff for it, you might as well buy a couple bottles.
Yeah.
It's fine. You'll have it when you need it then.
I've basically just been playing my runs. Whenever I do any of my runs, it's just been like, try to bring the nectar with you into the field so that every time you meet somebody who's a friend, and you meet friends a lot more in this game than you did in the original Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of
great.
great.
How do you think of this compared to the first one?
I like this better. Because as I thought about it, it's a little frustrating that every night I have to decide if I want to go up or if I want to go down, right?
Yeah.
It's a little frustrating to be in the position of like, I have to make a decision, and I know that neither one of them will end up screwing me over. Like it's just a run, and it's just going to go fight some stuff.
Yeah.
But in real life, I have to decide I'm going to be gone for an hour, right? I'm going to be deep in this run because I make it to the end boss pretty much every time now, right? So it's like, I'm going to be deep in this for an hour. I got to be ready to deal with giving up an hour of my time for what the rewards are just from this one side.
Okay.
And if I think I need rewards from the other side, then it's like, well, then I should go do that. But while I am going to go do that, I feel also that because all the gods say this too. It's like, oh, you're coming to help. I'm doing Poseidon here. It's like, oh, you're coming to help us. Thank you for coming to help us. But also, do not forget to go fight Kronos. Oh, you're fighting Kronos now. Well, it's not like we really needed your help, except we kind of do need your help. Like that attitude gets in my craw where I'm just kind of like, shit, man, I don't know which to do.
It doesn't matter.
And it doesn't matter,
well,
right?
I mean,
it will because I'm going to need stuff from Typhon.
For certain progression things, it matters which way you go for a bit, but you're going to do the other one anyway. It doesn't really matter what order.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If you're having fun, you're fine.
Yeah, and that's so far I have been having fun, so it's been not so bad. But
like
anyway,
I really like Mel as a character.
Sure.
I like maybe I want to go upstairs, maybe I want to go downstairs, because
it's more variety.
Sometimes it's nice to go do something different.
Yep.
It's basically like, I still got to take my walk tonight, but I'm going to go take a different path. It's nice to run into different characters more often,
yes,
and all that stuff. I still think, while I think mechanically, and there is a lot of stuff in Hades 2 that I like more, I still think I like the story trappings of 1 better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, because I just really like that whole Zagreus is trying to run away from home.
Right.
Every time you come back, Hades is just a fucking grumble butt about anything. I wouldn't even decorate anything unless he was there, because I needed to hear him go, "Oh, you're putting up another poster, are you?" And
changing the curtains.
And there were points where if you got all the way to the end and you were fighting him, he wasn't at his desk. So I was like, oh, I can't decorate.
Can't fix anything.
Dad, I can't decorate because I can't hear you grumble about, I can't rebel against you, and I can't do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that story I just liked a lot more.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy the Hades 2 story. I just feel like the trappings of the first plot I like better. Mm-hmm. And I do think how they deal with why you can continue doing your runs works better in the first one. I don't think it's bad in the second one. But
the thing I like about the storyline so far that I've seen Hades 2, I've only beaten Kronos 3 times, so I haven't gotten that far in the storyline yet. But what I do like about it is it's been very interesting to have more and more characters, especially as you unlock like the affection tracks for more characters. It's been very interesting to hear more nuanced positions on what's going on with this whole thing in the first place. With the whole with people being like, well, you know, why is this happening? What do you know about things? And it's been very interesting to go from you being very single-mindedly, I have to go after this and I have to do whatever, and like, yes, and then finding out as you're going and doing this, it's like, oh, right, you don't have room for nuance, and you're learning things about the world but that you're acting like a young person acts.
Well, yeah, because you grew up in this.
Yeah, and then
right?
you're like, I'm completely devoted to this single task, and as you're hearing other perspectives and trying to process them, it's like, oh, you're acting just like somebody who is young like this would act, where you're like, I don't understand, because I have never seen enough of the world or known enough people to be able to actually learn these things any differently. I've spent too much time just basically me and Hecate, and it's just like, right.
It reminds me of growing up in church.
Yes.
Right, like you're here.
I can see
this
that.
is what all of the thoughts are.
Yes.
This is what you're surrounded by. So this is what you think.
Yeah.
You've been taught whatever. You have very strong convictions about that because that's what you know.
Yeah.
And then you get older. You start to run into other people. You start to hear other opinions and ideas.
And you react against them really hard.
Usually.
Yeah.
Like you can. It depends on the person, but like yeah, it's a very. Now you had this little picture that you could see through, and now your window is widening, and now you have all this extra information you have to process, but all you can process it against is what you've already known.
Yeah.
Which is partially why you rebel against new ideas sometimes,
and
because those don't sit right.
Yeah, and it's like, and I know I'm bad for that myself, but also I'm sitting on the couch as a 46-year-old man just screaming at Malinui in my head, being like, you have stop. Listen to what they're telling you and try to see it from their perspective. I beg. They're not trying to tell you you're wrong. They're trying to tell you you're not seeing what they're seeing. But they're not trying to say that you're bad for doing this.
You can't see it.
You can't see it. I'm just like, for God's sakes, take a second and think about this. Why would they be like that?
It's why certain ideas don't click with people until they click with people. Like it's just
Yep. So I
got Hades 2.
It's very good, yeah. And I'm disappointed because Ian told me recently that apparently the Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties, they have cut content from the game for the...
I thought you read that in a review as well.
I think he told me that first, and then I found out some information about it, about exactly how much they cut. And I was just like, why would you do that to a... And apparently there's been a lot of gnashing of teeth in the Like a Dragon community, that people have been like, oh, I see what we're doing here is that we're basically rewriting all the games and coming up with a whole bunch of different things to try to fix a timeline, because in an original timeline, Kiryu stops being a character anymore. I think because he dies. I'm actually not sure, but at the end of some such game that becomes the truth. And then they're like, actually, no, or some other character dies, and that changes the thing. But then they end up bringing those characters back later in different games. It's like, well, why did you do that? And it's like, well, because actually, we'd rather that game not have gone the way it did, and we'd like it to be this other thing instead. It's like, boy, that's really fucking complicated. And I hate the fact that then I lose like a whole bunch of content out of 3, and it makes me less excited to even play 2.
Oh no!
But I want to play 2, so I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
But 3 losing a whole bunch of stuff, I was like, I wanted there to be a ton of stuff to do in 3.
Well, because I think it's fine for a game to have a timeline.
Yeah.
I think but I also think it's fine for, after several years, things change. You don't have to go back and get rid of stuff.
Your game? Yeah.
You don't have to go back and retcon it, especially to such a heavy degree.
Yeah.
I don't think that kind of like if it had been a thing of, oh well, we realized we could change this one line so it actually has larger impact across the thing.
Yeah.
That seems fine to me. But to be like, what if we just take out like most of the side stories, which was part of the reason people like playing these games in the first place?
Yeah.
That's too much retconning in my opinion.
It would be different to me if what they did by removing the side stories is that they were like, we took a lot of the side stories out because they were repetitive. They were the same thing over and over and over again that you were doing, and instead we amalgamated them into a single side story that you have to do all the things in it in order to accomplish the one thing. And be like, oh, I would feel better about that if it was like, here's a larger thing that you have to do, and in that context it belongs to this certain whatever. But nobody has said that. Yeah. Nobody has said this is what's going on. They just said, all these side stories got taken out, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. Sometimes
they just make hand shoot second. So here's the thing: if you have a scene that happens that sparks debate, because the viewer or the reader or what kind of thing you're doing with it has people going, it could have been this one, it could have been this way, and you can't tell. you shouldn't make it clearer.
No, true.
Honestly, like giving the audience something to debate, giving the audience a thing, even by accident, where they're like, what does this mean? And that's why like unreliable narrator can be such a good thing too, because it's like we all have these like ways we remember stuff that doesn't necessarily mean it happened that way.
Yeah.
And that's more interesting. And I think that giving the person who is interacting with the thing the choice of trying to determine how they see it as opposed to just telling them how things are is much more impactful than being like, oh, people are arguing about this thing. I changed it. I fixed it.
I made it so it's all very clear now. And it's like reading a novel that's first person's perspective, right? But like the person who is the first person, if it's always their view is always the correct one. It's always, they're the hero of the story generally, right? So it's like they have the correct view. They know everything that's going on that's pertinent to the story that they're experiencing, and that everything that's going on is being put in the light of this is what's happening. And then you get, it's hard for someone then to be like, I have been reading this story that I have been in the entire time, and all of a sudden I don't know some crucial information because I wasn't around for it. And people react poorly to that because they're like, what do you mean I don't remember that correctly? It's like, you don't remember that correctly. You remember this, but this is what actually happened. These 5 other people can tell you this is what actually happened. You're like, that's a terrible trick to play. It's like, it isn't, it's less satisfying to the reader, but it is a real thing that happens.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff recently. I've been reading some stuff about writing again, and essentially I've come across the stuff that's essentially the improv equivalent of show don't tell.
Oh yeah.
Where if you read, there are people who write in a way where they basically just tell you all the emotions that are happening instead of giving you what characters are doing so that you as a reader can infer the emotions and try to understand the character through what you actually see. It's not like it's bad to necessarily say what the character is going through,
right?
But there is writing out there that just specifically tells you things,
right,
without letting you feel any of it,
right?
And therefore, it's not trusting you to come to those conclusions yourself,
right?
And we have that with a lot of media now too, like TV shows that just outright constantly repeat stuff because they expect nobody's actually watching first screen content,
right?
And therefore they have to kind of dumb it down for you.
Yeah. They definitely didn't have to do any of that with Severance. It was very hard to try to keep track of what was going on. Not hard, but it was like, it really demanded your attention.
It required more attention.
Yeah, it was kind of great. I like anything that I I need to knock this shit up. When we're watching like Tamon's B-side, we were watching it last night.
Such a fun show.
And that we were constantly chatting to each other, like, oh my God, oh, they did this. Oh, he's going to turn out to be like this. Oh, it'd be great if he was like this. Like, we were constantly saying shit back and forth to each other while the show is playing out.
That's like, unusual, too.
All we had to do is just stop and watch the show and enjoy it. But it was like, oh, could you imagine if it was like this? Or what if it was like this? It's been a lot of fun to...
Yeah, I am. There's an episode where, if you're not familiar with Taman's B-side, it's an idol group. The idols have their idol face with what you see when they're acting, but when they're not, they have kind of their off-camera face. But it's a very big departure from what you expect to see.
Yeah,
and
nobody is like the way they are on camera, like the way they are off camera.
Taman's very outgoing and everything, but he's referred to as Gloomy Harasan, yes, because he gets very gloomy. All these mushrooms show up on him. But there was an episode where he kept turning on his idol face to get what's her face to
Utage
agree to him for stuff.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is really manipulative all of a sudden. And I'm curious to see if they're gonna address that.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that's something they should address, and they kind of haven't.
Yeah.
It's just kind of faded off, and I'm like, I'm a little disappointed they're not addressing it.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's mostly a lighter, fluffier show, and I'm also okay if we're not going to go like deep diving like we're doing with Oshinoko.
Yeah.
Because that one's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm enjoying that one a lot, but it is a lot, and I don't necessarily want that.
Yeah.
But
one of those.
I'm a little disappointed we're not.
One of those a week is enough, but yeah. It was definitely in watching Tamon's B-side that you definitely kind of have this sense of like, oh God, like I like that. I liked that existed, that he was like, oh, wait, I know I can get an answer out of her if I do this. And then he realizes that he doesn't get the answer out of her. But it's like a lot of stuff we've been watching this season where I'm like, oh, man, we talk an awful lot about the value of therapy. And when you see characters that are messed up enough that you want to say, why don't you go to therapy? Though I do like, okay, so this is the mildest of spoilers for Journal with Witch, is that in the most recent episode, we finally see that Asa has a counselor that she goes and she talks to, and she for the very first time. But we're like 8 episodes in.
Yeah.
And so if you're screaming at the screen while you're watching it, being like, why aren't you in therapy? Don't worry. There's a moment where that gets realized, and you can see what happens then after that by watching the rest of the show.
I mean,
but, it's that thing of, I see that, these things don't always come up because it's also more convenient for the plot to not rely upon that.
Well, and to be honest, that scene that shows her going to therapy, it's her going to a school counselor.
Yes.
And it's her being like, I can tell you why would I tell you anything?
I don't know how to make use of
I'm
this.
15. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I don't really want to be here. I'm angry. So I'm not participating in it. It's not the same as watching when we watch some shows where adults are doing things and you're like, man, you should go to therapy.
Yeah.
Where you expect an adult actually makes a decision to go to therapy. A 15-year-old's going through the loss of her parents. She's being told she has to go to therapy.
Yes.
School therapy.
Yep.
It
is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is an interesting thing. So right.
And weirdly, telling people to go to therapy doesn't necessarily fix all their problems.
Yeah. If you haven't watched Tamon's B-side yet, and it sounds like we're recommending it, we are. It is an extremely fluffy show, and also, trigger warning, there is a brief mention of suicide.
When?
Earlier in the show, like episode 4, episode 5.
I don't remember that.
I do. And I was like, oh, I don't like this.
I don't remember that. Okay.
It's okay. Because again, very fluffy.
I just don't remember that.
When I watched it, I'm like, please don't play whatever this is for laughs. Like there's an incident and I'm like, please don't. Nobody commits suicide. There's just a moment. And I'm just kind of like, oh, don't play what this is for laughs. And they didn't. But it was also like, you picked kind of a weird thing to do here.
Did they just talk about it?
No, it was a whole. Tamon got really depressed.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay. Yeah, it was just this moment where I'm like, please don't play this moment for laughs because it's not great. But also, I know we have to get out of this because this is also a comedy. So yeah, just a warning for that. Anyway, it happens. It happens in earlier episodes.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
I might go back and just see what that
Yeah.
is since I can't remember it.
Excuse me, my goodness.
If you want really cute, goofy sweetness, this season, You and I Are Polar Opposites.
Oh God, it's so
It
good.
also has one of the best opening sequences.
Yeah, it really does. And the ending's really good too, actually, because the ending references a bunch of stuff that's going to happen in later episodes because they can do that because they have 8 volumes of manga to draw upon.
But the opening sequence has like a really nice high energy song.
Yeah.
It's got
It's youth. Oh my God, it's dripping in
rotoscoping
youth.
going on. It's got like a lot of animation things going on.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of that fun feeling of mixed media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Also just some of the like cutest interactions between people trying to be figure out how to be in relationships.
Yeah, or just figure out how to relate to each other. Period. But yeah, You and I Are Polar Opposites is a good show this season too. There's the mangaka who did it is another one of their works is getting a show next season, and I'm looking forward to that because if it's also drawn in the same way, and they also do the anime drawn in the same way, that's kind of also what I want to see because there's a lot of. I feel like the resurgence of anime back into the hey, don't forget this is animation and we can rely an awful lot upon on animated expression as opposed to just like trying to make things hyper realistic has been very great. So, yeah,
A little bit more slapstick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot. It's very fun to watch.
Anime is a good medium for slapstick, and
Yeah,
we need to keep it in there.
yeah, good, great, goofy faces in that show. Okay, gaming wise, if I'm playing Hades 2 right now, and that's going to last maybe a month, feels like anyway.
Oh, at least.
Probably most of March. And then I play Yakuza Kiwami 2 after that. And I'm probably not going to play 3 unless I get really like bent out of shape and be like, God damn it, I want to play more of this, and I'll do it. I'm wondering what else is kind of sitting and waiting.
Oh.
Right? Because like for stuff that we play, there's like things that we think are coming out later in the year. Because I was never so good at Metroid Prime that I think I'm going to get Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Because I made it all the way to Metroid Prime in Metroid Prime, and then I got as far as the second phase, and I never actually defeated it.
Sure.
It's just that's the best I've ever played a first-person shooter.
I mean, you don't have to play it if you don't want to.
Yeah, and I think I just won't like it playing enough to actually have played Beyond, even though it looks very interesting. So here we are. People are drawing character ships between Samus and some of the people that she ends up meeting up with in a lot of the other places.
Yeah.
But also I've heard people complain about it's like, why am I here meeting with other like Space Marines? Like, what is this all about? So,
It's I haven't played it. I probably won't because I don't think it's going to be my interest set anyway. But the takes on it seem to be more of a there's some stuff that's pretty good, but there are like a lot of things that are detractors. Maybe not to the sense of like you won't necessarily play it, but to the sense of this is not what we want in this game.
Yeah.
Which is probably just disappointing overall for people who've been waiting for this Metroid Prime, because it's been one of those games that it got announced, it had to start over. It finally got it several years later, because I think Metroid Prime was one of the games announced like back when the Switch was originally revealed.
Yeah.
So it's been years, but also it's been just like a long time since 3.
Yeah.
So, like Dread had a really good reception to it.
Yeah.
People were excited for Dread. Dread gave people what they wanted from the sounds of it, mostly.
I really liked it. I know it was a lot more straightforward than people liked in a lot of cases, but I'm like, I actually really liked it. I thought there was enough variety in playing in the rooms and everything else that I felt everything felt different enough and interesting enough to me that I liked kind of how you worked your way back and you found alternate routes to work your way into other areas so you could unlock things. It was like, it was a very satisfactory playing experience for me. So I had a great time with it.
Like, I'm glad Beyond finished and came out.
Me too.
Because that felt like that was just taking too much brain space for some people.
Yeah.
It's disappointing how it ended.
Yeah.
If they make another one, I hope it's much better.
Yeah. I mean, if that's also what they want to do with it too. Like, this is that Nintendo thing of, if we're gonna make a new video game, what are we trying to say with it?
Sometimes, I mean, I know they heavily lean in towards that, but I don't think they always lean in towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I think there are certain things. I think it's very true that they don't quite get why they're making Metroid.
I mean, the fact that like Samus Metroid Returns and then also Metroid Dread were both made by Mercury Stream. That's a thing of we found a studio that loves this franchise, that loves the product that comes out of the franchise, and they will help us realize the vision. That somebody in the company might have the vision, like we could be working on it in here, but we have a company that we can contract out who are very, very aligned with what the vision should be, and they are convinced that they can make it work the way we want it to work. And I think that process
that's the thing, the way they want it to work.
Yeah.
But I don't think they get the way people want it to work.
Probably.
Like the actual drive of why this hits the way it does.
Yeah, and that's I mean, who ended up doing? Was it back to Retro Studios to do Beyond? To do Prime 4?
I think so.
Because it left and it went to
it
Team
was-
Ninja, I thought, for a while, and then it came back
I think
again.
it was a different studio, and then I think it went back.
Yeah. There's just this feeling I have where it's like whoever they thought was like in terms of the development, and I mean it's been so long since Prime 2 and Prime 3, and so probably a lot of people who are at Retro or maybe we're no longer there anymore, so maybe you have a different take on it or how things should go. But I don't know, like when I think about Mario Odyssey and being like, holy shit, you made a 3D Mario that actually could actually grab people for real. And your gimmick, as they call it, right? But your play style thing was, we want you to have a lot of fun with this hat and taking over objects and kind of living in these little dioramas, these 3D models, these 3D dioramas kind of thing. It was like Dinosaur Island and stuff. All these things were like quite small in a lot of ways. It's like, we want you to enjoy this little world of like treats that we've created for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the desert one was like that for me too. There's all these little treats of stuff and exploration and stuff. And Breath of the Wild being like, we've made an open world Zelda game and here's how it's going to play out. And it's going to play out very different than what you expect, but we want it to feel like the way that it feels.
It just feels like those games had more openness to them. Like people were allowed to do things that they wanted to do, that they cared about the things that they were doing.
Yeah.
Like Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
Right? The idea of there's stuff in here and then we ditch things the moment that we've done whatever with it.
What's the hook for Mario Wonder? And it's like
when
the hook is these 2,000
Mario
things you
Odyssey came out. I remember when Mario Odyssey came out because I was like, oh, I want to play that game for New Day Tuesday because I don't believe I care about Mario games at all anymore.
Yeah.
And then it was like really grabbing and I was like, well, that's weird. They made a game that I like.
Yep.
Cool. Mario Wonder was the same thing. I was like, oh, because I got really bored of the whole, what was it? The go
Super
collect
Mario?
all the gold coins forever. Everything's about gold.
You had Mario 2 for the DS.
And I was just like, I don't know. Maybe Mario's not that interesting of a platformer anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Like the thing that I liked the most about the Mario DS games was the Mega Mushroom and the Mini Mushroom. And it's like, that's what you're hoping to kind of achieve, like with some cool things there. But it's like, by and large, what made Wonder so fun was every stage was a new source of novelty. And there was whimsy, like just leaking out of that game. And I don't know, like when I think of Metroid Prime, because Metroid is a claustrophobic game.
It's supposed to be.
You're supposed to feel like
Yes.
you're far away from anything that can save you all the time. Metroid Prime didn't feel claustrophobic to me ever when I played it on the GameCube. It felt like we want this to feel like a 3D world that you're walking around in, and there's going to be spaces between the areas that you're trying to get to, and you have to traverse that and get from place to place so you can actually involve yourself in the things
I
that
only
are going
played
on.
the 2 Metroid games. None of them were primes.
But everything I heard about Metroid Prime 4 was, we did that, but we stretched it out even further, so that there's like, you have to travel on the motorcycle, you have to travel greater distances, you have to do all this kind of stuff.
I mean, the things I've heard for
People
Prime
didn't like
4 to me sound a lot like they were trying to take some elements from Other M. Not necessarily everything from Other M, but like a few things from Other M. It kind of, to me, also sounds like they're trying to build this bigger universe of let's talk more about the other bounty hunters or the group of people you're supposed to work with,
The
or
Federation Force.
Federation Force and that kind of thing. And I guess, I mean, I don't know that you need to, but maybe you feel like you do after you put out more games.
I think there's an idea of that it's like there's story missing from the game if we don't have conversations about it. The fact that the Chozo show up in Metroid Dread and you can actually like hear from one of them, and it's just like, wow, okay, this is not anything anyone has ever, all that's supposed to be in the past, right? And now it's coming to you live from right now. And that felt very weird to be encountering that for what felt like the first time, because it felt like all the Chozo stuff is supposed to be like, this is dead and gone. Like, Samus is the last of the Chozo, essentially.
Like, you played Other M. You streamed it even.
Yeah.
And my understanding of that was like, sure, there's a lot that's like terrible in it, but the gameplay itself was fun.
Some really neat ideas with the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like,
so there are things like...
I couldn't say that the thing was just utterly boring or anything. It was like there had some really interesting ways to try to build gameplay out of that game. You know, it does suffer from the fact that I think it doesn't do it enough, or that just the third person to first person thing is not quite as smooth as you want it to be. But and of course all the narrative elements are fucking grating because
Rough,
it doesn't feel like Samus. It's like, which is so weird because you're like a character that has been basically just been silent the whole time and has done almost next to nothing, but we've built up headcanon. I think by and large people have built up a headcanon that we all believe should be canon, and then it turns out the people developing the game are like, oh, she's a blank slate, we can do whatever we want. It's like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't do that to her because we don't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. And hopefully you don't have to deal with that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I finished playing Jusant last night.
Yeah.
I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
very...
not the climbing one, is it?
It's the climbing one.
It is the climbing one.
I mean, there's a lot of climbing games.
Yeah.
It's not like Peak.
Yeah,
it's not climbing like that.
But I remember
it's not like Karen.
I remember it being announced, and you were like, oh yeah, it's. I thought it looked cool because it looked very a little. It felt a lot like the climbing sequences in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, but this is a game devoted to doing a lot of climbing and.
You have to hold down the triggers to like.
Yeah.
Change your hands up and do the climbing that way, which is interesting. It's a very chill game, but you're essentially climbing up this cliff space, this tower, because the ocean is gone now.
Yeah.
And so you're running into like a lot of abandoned text and stuff, but you do get like a little cute froggy like thing. I think I kept calling butt frog.
Nice.
And you can pet it.
Nice.
And so you're doing like a lot of finding of collectibles in that sense of like you'll pick up these shells and put it to your ear. But it's just very sweet because like when you put the shell to your ear, you watch like a very short sequence where you can hear the sounds that were in this area when it was active.
Neat.
When you put the shell up to your ear, your little frog friend puts its ear up to your other ear to also listen. Yeah, it's really cute.
It's cute.
And I don't know, sometimes I don't vibe with those games super hard because they can be pretty, but they somehow don't quite catch my attention. But the climbing of it was just kind of fun, and it was a good time. Also, it's nice to have just a chill 5 to 6 hour game sometimes.
Yeah.
You're just looking around at things.
Yeah. Oh, there are some demos, I think, that were coming out.
Yeah, it's because Next Fest is on.
That's
or
right.
was on. Is it still on?
No, but also the Indie Direct said there were going to be some demos.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
So
I thought you were going to pull it in that notebook for a second. Yeah.
No, I left my notebook in the other room.
Yes.
Are you going to play Blueprints now that's on the
I
Switch?
am going to play Blueprints now that's on the Switch, yes. Jesus. You got to find out how much it costs, and
whatever.
Yeah, that's what I think. That was the thing. Is like I know there's a game in the back of my head that I wanted to give a try to next, and I don't know what it's going to be after Hades 2. And I think it should be Blueprints because that should be my come down game from like action oriented stuff. It should be like do the puzzle thing and enjoy that, and then you can pick up Kiwami 2 and you can play that, and then you're back into action oriented stuff again.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then also I can finally talk to you about shit.
Yes.
And you can talk to Joe.
Yeah, we can have big conversation about Blueprints. So yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I was kind of hoping that it would have like a demo or something, so I could give it a try first. But also,
it's fine. I'll just buy it. It's
yeah.
whatever. I'm perfectly happy.
Buy it.
I'm perfectly happy to have that game on the Switch.
Sure. Okay. And but yeah, that one. And
sometimes I just buy games on the Switch because I want Beach to play them.
There was like a demo that came out. There was a demo announced for something that on more recently, and I can't remember what it was. Definitely wasn't a Pokemon thing, but
let's look up a list.
Densha Attack, the skateboarding bus game, as it was, but no. Let's. Yes, thank you.
Go. Okay, so Blueprints, mixtape.
Yeah, wasn't that
Densha Attack, which I'll probably play. I think it'll be fun.
Cool looking game.
I don't know how much it'll last, but it looks fun.
Rotwood is being made by Vancouver studio Clay Entertainment, also who made Don't Starve. I don't think I'm going to be into that though. Blighted?
Blighted,
No.
probably not for us. Moonlighter 2, I'll definitely play.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to
I
bother.
liked Moonlighter. Yeah. I'll enjoy Moonlighter 2.
My Little Puppy.
I expect Joe to play My Little Puppy.
Yeah.
And then me to ask him about it.
Right. Hevo 2, so that's interesting that's coming out.
I mean, we had fun with the first one on CTS.
If
maybe.
a code crosses the thing, maybe it goes to send codes for a few people. Who knows? Maybe it shows up on CTS or something. Mini Shoot Adventures. I don't remember that. Woodo, no.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's Midnight Walk is a game that's been out before.
Unrailed 2. Remember we played Unrailed on a thing a while ago. Yeah, Rataton
got its Switch thing, which is good. We've played that game a couple of times on Rhythm Cafe.
Yeah.
Curious to see what more happens with it.
Grave Seasons. I guess it wasn't during that's direct. It. There must have been like another announcement or something where they said, "Oh, there's a demo coming out of X game," and I was like, "What?"
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. But I cannot remember what the everything they've been announcing. So maybe it was Pacopia. Does Pacopia have a demo? Maybe that was I thinking I would download the demo for that and give that a go. I can't remember.
I don't think so. I don't recall that being a thing.
Okay.
I mean, it could, I guess.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't recall that being.
Because there wasn't the only things they've had recently were the Pokemon Day announcements, and then they had the Indie Direct. They didn't have a thing before that, I don't think, like very recently.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything overly. I mean, fine. Pokemon Day was interesting in the fact that they, waves and
winds.
Winds
and waves, and there's special Pikachus for them now too.
Yeah, and the animation of what they showed looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that that game's not coming out to 2027.
I did think it was funny. I saw somebody say when they showed off the special Mr. Windychew and Ms. Wavichew or whatever her name is, right? Wavychew. They have them dressed up like tourists, right? But somebody was like, "Oh my God, they made them into white tourists," or whatever they said, which was very funny to me. There's no picture of them.
It's weird because it showed one here, but fine, I'll do images.
Someone's going to have a photo of that, right? Or anything?
Yeah, fine, whatever. They look like tourists.
Yeah, it's very cute. They made them Bogan tourists. Oh, that's interesting. That's how you see them as their Australian tourists. And I think it's very funny because when I was in Okinawa, when we were in Okinawa, we bought the two Pikachus where one was dressed up like the drummer and one was dressed up like the dancer.
Yeah.
And it's like that's also a matched pair where I felt like, oh, you dress them however you want. Like they can, it's traditional dress, but I mean I have so many Pikachus now, I guess.
You do.
We
bought 7 of them. Yeah, I'll take some of the blame if you want.
Our Pikachu's comrade.
We bought 7 of them in the last Japan trip.
Yeah.
If there were more than that.
Yeah.
I did show.
We did not buy all 14 that were the options. We only bought half of them. So.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think
gotta have reasons to go back.
Exactly.
I did see the other day somebody walking along the street ahead of me, and they had a Pikachu keychain hanging off their bag.
Yep.
That was the station Pikachu.
Oh, cool! Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how many and what other
Which is one of the ones we got.
Yeah, we got the Tokyo Station one. I don't know if they have any in other areas or not.
I think you can get the station one in a couple other areas.
Yeah.
And it has a different thing written on it.
Yeah.
But it's essentially the same outfit.
Yeah, we opted for when we got the Narita Airport ones. Is that we got the ones where they're in their summer gear as opposed to their like blue blazers and stuff, which had like Narita Airport and stuff. Because it's like that looks too similar to the Tokyo Station looking one. I wanted them to look different. So
yeah.
Right. Anyway, it's 3:00. We could probably take off at this point.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of what else I've been playing recently because
you play way more stuff than I do.
Hasn't been. I need to think of a new game to stream next week. I mean, I have a list, but I'll probably just play Fantasy Life. I was thinking of playing the Colossus. at some point too.
The Colossus? Oh, you have a phone call.
I do. Hello? Nope.
Okay, cool.
I don't know why you don't trust me. I know how to silence mics.
It's because I heard it immediately. I heard the person talking through the microphone immediately.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just hit those silences real fast.
She just wants to sell me insurance for a phone plan that I don't have with them.
Oh, even better. Great.
If I don't answer the phone, they call back.
That's fair.
It's really annoying.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh.
Sorry, I couldn't remember the first couple
Yeah,
words.
I'm gonna play the Colossus. I'm like, the Colossus is a new game? No, Shadow of the Colossus.
No, it's an old game.
Yeah, you're playing the remake, the 2018 remake, right?
I think I have access to the remake on my PlayStation.
Yeah, I think you should play Eco.
I don't know that I can play Eco on a current anything.
On your PS4? It should have come out and been available on PS. You can click right there.
It doesn't list that as a possible platform.
High definition remaster of the game was included in the Eco and Shadow Colossus collection for the PlayStation 3. Ooh.
Oh, then I definitely can't play it
That's
on
a
4.
while
Stuff
ago.
for 3 does not work on
Okay.
other stuff.
Ah, well.
I know you want. I know I've heard you talk about Eco.
Yeah.
And I think I looked up trying to figure out how I could play that.
Yeah.
And that's not on my hardware at least. I'd have to go look at the back of a truck.
Brilliant game. We have friends who have PlayStation 3s lying around, I'm sure. Just in closets.
I don't know if you can buy anything off the PlayStation 3 store anymore.
Actually, you know, we could probably ask around the office. Does anybody have a copy of does anybody have a PlayStation 3 that has Eco loaded on it?
It might be easier to just go find a PS2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, I mean, it's true. It would probably go
But
to the frickin'
it is one of the games I was looking at playing at some point this year.
Nice.
I make a list of some games that are in my backlog
Mm-hmm.
to play over the year, not as a I have to play these, but as a I want to play a game. Here's my short list of what I should look at first,
Right.
and that was on there. I try to change them out every year because otherwise I just look at the same list and then I get my brain won't interpret it anymore.
Oh, like, oh, yes, all of these different games that I said I'd be playing for the last 10 years I haven't touched yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the backlog is real.
Have you
But-
considered looking at your backlog rather than looking into the future?
I have...
Given that the future seems empty towards you?
Well, the thing is, when I look at what's in my backlog, like just in terms of like GameCube and Wii stuff, I feel like I touched the majority of it. And like, remember when? So I managed to get a copy. I forget who provided it, but somebody I believe did. Of Last Window or Wish Room or whatever the hell it was called. It was the sequel to Hotel Dusk.
Oh,
Yeah,
isn't it just Room something?
Room 215.
Yeah.
Hotel Dusk has like that. Room 215 is the subtitle for
Okay.
that. Wish Room, I think, is the Japanese title for Last Window, which I think is the second game in the series. And I tried playing it one time on a maybe not a Beaches backlog, but something else. And I was just like, oh, this is like, it's a 3D, like first-person 3D presentation of walking around and doing stuff. And I'm like, I don't like this as much as I liked the original game because it's, yeah.
Yeah. So
What have you got?
on my list for my short list for this year,
Uh-huh.
which I will definitely not get to all of these, I have Alan Wake Remastered because I've never played an Alan Wake game and I thought that would be fun.
Sure.
I've Chrono Trigger because I've had that on my list forever and I have the DS copy.
Yeah, it's good.
So
I never
got
finished
that.
it.
I want to play Ghost of Yotai, so I put down Ghost of Tsushima
Okay.
because I have a copy of that I intended to play
Sure.
that I never got to.
Alrighty.
I've got the Minish Cap because I tried to play it once and I didn't get through it for some reason.
Really?
So
I have a copy.
I know.
Great.
I also have copies.
Great.
I have a game called Sakura Samurai, The Art of the Sword, which is a 3DS download game.
All right.
But again, like I try to pick up different things.
Sure.
I've got Spiritfarer on here because I've been meaning to play that forever, and I feel like maybe I can finally do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I can finally play the sad game.
Yeah.
Stella Glow,
Oh, okay.
which is a 3DS game tactics thing with many people who have lots of cleavage.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And then Voice of Cards.
Voice of Cards. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
they
that
made
fully
3 of them,
voiced
but
game. Yeah.
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 I decided this year to restrict my list to 10 because last year I did 20.
Good idea.
And that felt too overwhelming.
Right.
So.
Are these all stream capable as far as you're concerned? Like things you would do for stream?
Capable wise, 2 of them are not. Because I would not have the hardware to stream out.
Oh, I think we could find a way to make Minish Cap work.
A couple of those. Okay, I could probably do Minish Cap.
I
don't know if I want to do my first play of Minish Cap with an audience.
That's fair.
It's more my thing.
Sure.
The other stuff, possibly.
All right.
We'll see.
Yep.
I have a 3DS that can stream. It's more that I don't have a digital version of that game on that 3DS.
Right.
Minish Cap's
GBA.
Can my Pocket play that?
Your Analog Pocket, can they play GBA games? Boy, that sounds like a thing it should do.
No, it totally can, because that's how I was playing Kingdom Hearts.
All right.
Oh, you're right. I could stream that.
Oh, it's on NSO.
Is it?
You could, I guess.
Yeah, I don't remember that being on. Because I have a copy of it on. Oh, what do I have a copy of it on? I know I have a copy because the point of when I make the list.
Wikipedia.
The other thing I do is I say not to put on. I don't know. You go look.
Yeah.
The one thing I won't do is I won't put on games that I'm like, if I feel like I have to pull a system out of the closet, I need to pull that system out now and have it available. Otherwise, I'm just going to stare. Oh, it is.
Yep.
Huh. Otherwise, I'm just going to stare at this item and be like, I'd like to play that, but I have to go do things in order to play that. And then I won't. So I don't shortlist games that way.
Okay.
That doesn't mean I won't play those games.
Right.
It's just more of a. I don't want my short list to feel like games that will be harder for me to just pick up and play.
Right.
Because otherwise, I'm not gonna play it. Yeah, I should play Golden Sun again. God, this game's so good.
It was one of the first ones out on the GBA, in fact. Yeah, that's cool. All right. No, I think that we should wrap the stream.
Okay.
Yes.
Beach thinks we should wrap the stream. Do you know what that means, chat? That means you should go check out patreon.com/loadingreadyrun.
Absolutely.
Or store.loadingreadyrun.com.
For all the good merch.
It's panelist mugs and toques and scarves.
We have other things on there. But,
I don't know. There's probably still some Friday night play.
We are definitely sold out of a lot of our sleeves, but yeah,
and
eventually we'll get stuff in there.
Let's see. You should go check out our YouTube channels if you want. Consider subscribing to those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I stream over at twitch.tv/LunarJade if you care. And if not, then that's fine too.
All right.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye.